Hey, fellow explorers, it's me, Mario. Today, let's talk a bit about Passage Shell. The face value of this card is very good, actually. You can get 4 value resources out of it, which is well above the average rate, which is around 3 resources per artifact card played. So, why is it not great? Because this card is definitely not great. It's because it requires you to use an archaeologist. So, archaeologists overall are your most limited asset in the game. You have 10 total archaeologist actions. Um, Sometimes you can get some shenanigans going thanks to some artifacts card, but most of the time you have 10 actions with them, and they're going to stay tup around during all the games. So while all of your engine grows, like you get assistance, you get better cards in your deck, etc., you upgrade assistance, you're going to still have 2 archaeologists per round, which means that at the start of the game, it's not a problem to use an archaeologist to just go to a tent site and gain some resources. But later on in the game, you really want to use your archaeologist to go either exploring or to like high level sites to get the most out of them. So that's why Passage Shell is tricky. I mean, it's pretty good on the first or second round. It's going to be very bad on the last or second to last rounds, in my opinion. You are already getting 5 value out of your archaeologist, probably somehow, like using 2 icons to go to a level 2 site or so. So you don't really want to use Passage Shell to do that. So this card sits in an awkward spot where you want to have it early on when it's good. I mean, sometimes even great, but it's for sure good. But you don't want to draw it later on, so it's an awkward spot. It can be good if it's the only artifact that you get early, because you can just use it as an airplane icon, and that's going to be a bit better on the snake side of the temple, because there are some sides that are way better if you have airplane icons in your deck. But otherwise, it's just going to be a versatile icon. So yeah, my suggestion is to get it early if you want to get it, because that's the problem. There's an opportunity cost associated with Passage Shell, because normally, I mean, normally it's a bit too much maybe, but I would like to spend those 3 compasses early on to explore and to start defeating guardians and like get good resources out of level 1 sites along with it and getting idols, etc., etc. So there's an opportunity cost in spending 3 compasses on Passage Shell. But I mean, if you get it on the first round and draw it again on the second one, it's still going to be pretty decent. It's going to be the same value as a level 1 site, basically. And you're sure you're going to get something useful out of it. So, yeah, if you have to get it on the first or second round and use it. You should really make yourself sure that you're going to have a good use out of it. Like, if you take 2 times a 10 site, you really want to use the resources to advance a bit on the track. Otherwise, it's going to be a bit wasted, in my opinion. Otherwise, you are probably just better go exploring, and that's going to be it. So, keep in mind it's a tricky artifact. It's not a late game artifact for point, for sure. It's not a tactical grab most of the times, because later on in the game you really want to go with our archaeologists to high level sites. But it might be good to jumpstart your economy right at the start of the game. It's not great, but I mean, it's a niche card that can be good every now and then. So keep that in mind.